What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. So today's topic of discussion is why the Skyway Pier closure is imminent. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when it's gonna happen. Now, this ain't something that I'm happy to say. It's not something that I'm happy to announce, but I know it has to be done. And here's some reasons why. We're gonna cover a few things. We're gonna cover some of the history of the Skyway Pier and how it came about being a fishing pier. It's actually the world's longest fishing pier on record, technically. So back in the 80s, a 606-foot long freighter, phosphate freighter, actually ran into the bridge, knocking the span down, killing 35 people. Now, a large majority of those people actually died were in a 26-foot long Greyhound bus, unfortunately. And there were some other bystanders that were driving on the bridge at the time that also fell into the Tampa Bay and unfortunately lost their life. But the original span was built back in 1954, and then they added the additional span, which is the west side, in 1971. Now, every time we go to get bait, especially at the Skyway Bridge, when bait's tough, there's always bait at the Skyway Bridge, if you guys didn't know, you actually see the deterioration and the breakdown of the concrete and the rebar inside of the concrete. So you can see that it's slowly degrading, it's slowly falling apart, and you can see Mother Nature taking it back. It's just a matter of time. Now, in 2008, they closed the east span. East span was my favorite bridge to fish. I fished it a lot, guys. I would fish the bridge 4 or 5 times a week when I was a kid and a teenager. I'm not even joking. After school, when I was in high school, I'd drive out there and fish the bridge. So I love the Skyway Fishing Pier. I've enjoyed a lot of time. I've created a lot of memories. But this is why I know the Skyway Pier closure is imminent. So the east span was originally made in 1954. They closed that span in 2008. And that's exactly 54 years. So 54 years from 1954 to 2008. And they stated that it was unsafe to drive on, and obviously the repairs were too costly to fix. So what do? They shut it down, and then they went through there, and then they cut out sections so people couldn't get on the bridge and fish the different parts of the pier. So bringing me back to the west side, you know, the west span of the fishing pier. Why are they going to close it down? Well, I can tell you guys, I have lots of proof showing the degradation of this bridge and what is happening to the pier, and you're seeing it as I'm talking right now. These are just some of the simple things that I took. I didn't go out there and fully inspect it, but these are obvious things that every fisherman can see. Not only though are they a hazard to people on that pier, it could potentially be a hazard to any boater, so be careful when you're going under that thing. But this last hurricane did a number on the piers themselves, and you can only patch something so long. So coming back to what I was saying, you know, it's been 54 years from 1954 to 2008 when they closed that span. Now, the other span, the west span, was made in 1971. Well, guess what year it is? It's 2025. And guess what? That's 54 years from 1971 to now. So we're at the same exact deadline or timeline as when they shut down the other span. It's not a matter of if it's happening, it's a matter of exactly when it's happening, and it's got to be very close to that time frame. Now, I have seen on the west span, they have made some attempts to patch things with some concrete filler and essentially just patch some things up to the best of their ability. I think they're trying to prolong it as long as they can. I'm not a psychic, obviously. You know, what do they say? Money talks, BS walks. So it's all about the money in the end game. How long can they squeeze the juice out of that lemon? And that's really what they're doing right now. They're squeezing every little bit out of it. I'm not seeing any drastic improvements, but It is what it is, guys. So enjoy your time out in the Skyway. I hope that they can do something to really keep that bridge open. I would love to be able to see it open, you know, for many lifetimes, because it really does change. It allows you, first off, to get into the Tampa Bay and catch species of fish, a variety of species that you really can't catch anywhere else. I mean, there's not too many bridges or piers in Florida that you can go out and catch keeper grouper, cobia, snapper, mackerel. I mean, and the list goes on and on. Snook, tarpon, you name it, it's right there on that fishing pier. And again, I've made a lot of memories out there, so I will be very sad to see it go. But I really hope to see them repair this bridge. And I don't know what it exactly needs to be done, but this is what I suspect is going to happen. They're going to shut that south pier down, and my guess is the state will vote to keep that north pier open because it's smaller and it's easier to maintain. But it's really going to make fishing unbearable over there. It's going to be overcrowded. It's just not going to be the same. So I'm really hoping that we could do something to help keep the fishing piers open on the south side. It's got a lot more abundance of fishing reefs, artificial reefs, and I really believe that's just the way it, you know, we want that open because it's going to be great. Now, there are some crazy facts that you might not know. The poor guy that hit the Sunshine Skyway Bridge in the 80s, it wasn't really technically his fault. Although he hit the bridge, a storm came in very, very rapidly, and it obscured his vision, and he hit that bridge, and he went, and even to his deathbed, he really struggled with the fact that all those lives are lost because of something that he was at the helm of. And I can appreciate that, but it really sucks to live the rest of your life with that type of you know, weight on your shoulders. I mean, I don't think he intentionally meant to kill them, you know, innocent people, and I don't think he intentionally meant to hit the bridge, but it was a terrible accident. But with that being said, since the construction of the new Skyway, a lot of people often ask me, especially on my fishing charters, what are those big green bumpers all around the Skyway? Well, they call those dolphins. And those dolphins were put in place, big concrete barriers with big old wooden, essentially bumpers on the concrete. And what they do is mitigate any type of destruction that could potentially happen in the future. So if a big ship comes through and they're off course, they're going to hit those bumpers and it's going to stop them. You don't have to worry about them running into our iconic Skyway Bridge. But with that being said, what are your thoughts, guys? I'm sure you've seen it. If you're fishing out the Skyway Pier, you see what I see from the boat. It's very obvious. It's very transparent. It's nothing that can be hidden at this point. But make sure you give a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And I have one more fun fact for you. The Summit, that big ship, 600 foot long, you know, it sunk right off the coast of Vietnam not too long ago in 2010. So not only did it take the Skyway down, it went down itself. So the sea reclaimed her, and I thought that was a crazy fact that I'd share with you. Hey, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you on the water.